Hello, hello. Hello, BB. No notification again. YouTube's crazy. All right. So I'm going to get started. First up. What's my buttons? All right. So Pratilla, you have Styx today. So Pratilla, starting with Pratilla. So let me write that. Okay, Pratilla. So Pratilla, your first stick definitely talks about, you know, the truth of a situation that you've been struggling with. There's something that you're not facing the way that you should. Something that you are pretty much in denial of. Something you're not wanting to own even for yourself. There's something here, Pratilla, that talks about or persays to you kind of wanting to represent one way, but the facts are different. So the way you're trying to come across, or the way that you're trying to get somebody to see your point of view, is one way, but the truth is, it's not really what it is. You want somebody to see something or see a side of you that doesn't really exist. You're trying to be something for someone to catch their attention. So Pratilla, this is for you. You're going to need to your next stick says you're going to need to get real. You're going to need to stop the BS. You're going to need to realize that you don't need to pretend to be who you're not. It's not important for you to try to manipulate the situation or manipulate the person and try to convince them that you're for them. The idea of them figuring that on their own is really the best way. Once they realize that you're not the way you say or doing what you say, or you're not the person who you're trying to portray to them, they're going to be disappointed and they're going to walk away. So it's best to be who you are. Hey, Chrissy Bean. Your last stick, it says that somebody's an enabler. So there's another situation that you're also involved in that has to do with doing too much for somebody, being there for them more than you need to, not allowing them to fall down, scrape their knee, and get back up. You're trying to want to fix it all for them, and that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. All right. So you guys, there'll be a part 2 to this video. This video will be part 1, and the people that are already listed at the very beginning of this video will get their readings now. Part 2, I will come back on approximately 3 p.m. to do the other half. So if you do submit a payment now for Styx or for a mini read, understand that you're going to be on part 2, which will be about 3 p.m. All right. Next up, Marche. Marche, you chose Styx. Marche. Marche is up now. Oops. Okay, Marche, 1411. It is 1411 timestamped. That first stick says, you got to make peace with something or someone. It could be somebody in your family. It could be even with yourself, maybe even within. Making peace to understand something had to happen the way that it did in order for you to get to the next level. You have to understand that sometimes your idea of getting to that future is so important that you're not realizing that what's going on in the present, good or bad, hard, challenging, it doesn't matter. It's necessary. It's preparing you for what else is to come down the road. If you're not ready for that, you won't be able to handle it. You won't be able to get through it, or you won't find success in it. Okay? You won't find success in it. So this, again, Marche, we are on you right now. Your second stick talks about somebody knows that you're not wanting to pull back. Somebody also knows that you're not willing to give up so easily. Somebody knows that no matter what challenges or blockages or boundaries they put in front of you, you're going to find a way, Marche, to get through it. Okay, so be careful, because it is difficult for you to understand that sometimes you got to know when to hold them, just like Kenny Rogers said, or know when to fold them. No joke about that. Sometimes you can overexhaust yourself trying to prove a point, or trying to prove to yourself that you can make something work when the universe is not trying to make that happen. Your last stick talks about somebody just wanted to trigger you. They wanted to upset you. They wanted to try to find that baby side of you, find that side of you that would react or respond to what they were doing or saying. Somebody was definitely playing mind games with you, making you feel a little bit unaccepted, making you feel a little bit like the black sheep of the family, like not fitting in. Yeah. Somebody definitely gets hurt in this situation, so be careful with somebody who wants to play these mind games with you, and that's the warning for you for today. Okay, so as I said, today, the people that were listed in the beginning of this video, the very first sentence is written on this video. I put down who was first and who was getting Styx and who was getting a reading now. There is going to be a part 2. So if you've made a payment for Styx or you've made a payment for a reading, if your name is not on the beginning list that I made in the beginning of this video, go back in the chat and scroll up and see it. If your name is not on that list, you will be in part 2, which will be around 3:15 p.m. today. Okay, so you can still send money in for Styx. You can still send money in for a mini read. Your mini read must have a question written in the payment. It must, absolutely must. Now, if you want Styx, no question is needed. Styx are $33.33. A mini read is $133.33. So whichever one you choose to use is fine with me. But remember, if you send the payment now, or if you've recently sent it and your name is not on that list, you will be put on the second part of this video, which will be at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New Jersey. So Pertilla was completed. Marche was completed. Vanessa is up next. And Vanessa, if my recollection, my recollection is clear, it definitely shows. And Karen, you'll be doing your mini today. But Vanessa, you have Styx. So let's find out, BB, what's going on. All right. First stick. Remember one thing, BB, that karma's in charge. Karma's in charge. So you don't have to worry about getting anybody back for anything they did. You don't have to worry about paybacks. You don't have to worry about any problems, troubles, or anything like that. Nope. Don't even worry about it. Just know you keep moving forward. Keep looking forward to what you're doing, trying to change something for yourself, trying to create something else as well. Also trying to get in touch with other people that can bring you back to something that you're familiar with. Do you understand what that means? Okay. So stick number 1 was karma in charge, but I'm giving you an additional stick. So the second stick talks about someone being careful of falling. Be careful of somebody falling. Be careful of somebody getting hurt. Be careful of somebody taking an unnecessary risk, okay? That's another warning for you. Your next stick talks about you're not going to have to settle for the relationship that's around you now. Even though part of it has your heart and part of it has a lot of time invested, you're not going to have to settle for that. There is something new and someone new being sent to you. Also know that somebody's watching you from a distance. Somebody's making sure that you're around, or they've seen you, or they know what you're doing, or they know who you're with. Somebody may be asking questions about you. I just want you to know. For you, it feels like it says that you're feeling like you're married. A situation makes you feel as if you're married. Like with this person, it's like you can't get away from them. Like even if you're together and you break up or you take a time out or whatever, then it's like you just keep being pulled back to this person because it keeps feeling like you're married. I get stop blaming yourself for a certain situation. You're not responsible for their actions or behaviors. You didn't bring them on. They actually get into that way when they do overindulgence of something. Your last stick talks about starting something for yourself, wanting to either start your own business again, getting back in charge, getting back in touch with people who you need to be in touch with. Also, something about beach or reaching for the beach or going to the beach or visiting with the beach, being by the beach. Something about the beach is really strong here for you. So whether you're planning on taking a trip, whether you don't live that far away from water, whatever it is, it's about you and water and being near water. Has nothing to do with water signs, just to say. Nothing to do with the water sign. Okay. Now, Tammy, Styx. Tammy W, your Styx. Tammy W, we are on your Styx. Tammy W, your first stick comes up and says, it says you're looking to others or within others to find what's lost in you. You're looking within others to find what's lost in you. I'm told not to touch that and just to leave it alone. So you're searching within others what's lost within you. Like, it's like you want other people to fix something that also needs to be fixed in you. There's something within your personal business, within your personal routine, daily routine, something there that only you know about, something there that only you are familiar with, only you know rights from wrong, only you know it's only a matter of time before it's not being handled the way it should be, whatever that's about. Look at that closely. Take a second look before you decide to do anything. All right. So those of you remember too, please, that anybody purchasing mini reads or sticks now will get it done on part 2 at 3:15 p.m. today. Part 1 is only for the people on the list that is written in the very beginning of this video. All right. Your next stick talks about, okay, stop them from bullying you. Stop this person from bullying you. This person, the more attention you give them, the more you respond, the more you accept a phone call, the more you entertain them with your attention, will only set you back further, will only put you down, will only make you feel worse, will only comply their negative to your positive, and then create confusion for you. This person is not being honest right now. I'm going to get into your reading. Your last stick talks about, even though, yes, there's like a Heckle and Jekyll or Jekyll and Hyde here that we're dealing with, the one side of them thinks of you constantly, and that's what this stick says. The one side of them thinks of you constantly. And when they can't get what they want, that manipulative side comes out. And then you get these nastiness, you get these negative words, you get these bullying comments, you get these people pushing your trigger buttons. Okay, that's what he does, pushes your trigger buttons. All right. So now, Tammy, I'm also going to get into your reading. Okay, so your reading, okay, I got that. So your reading is definitely going to be interesting. I'm also advised to look in my book of angels. I'm also advised to look in my book of angels for you. So, okay, that popped out. So definitely we're dealing with the Seven of Pentacles, no doubt right now. Long-term projects. It's going to be long-term. This is going to be very, very long-term. We're not talking about 1 year. We're not talking about 2 years. We're talking about a lifetime, long-term commitment that's going to be needed in order for this to continue, in order for this to manifest, okay? In order for this person to maintain balance. Patience is definitely needed here. Hard work and perseverance from both parties, meaning you helping them to stay strong. However, they have to do the work. They have to be the ones who want to do it. That's where your struggle is going to come in. As far as decisions and choices that you're making, endings, closures, moving forward, looking for a new birth, because the death card came up. So when I read your question in the payment, it's talking about considering a timeout, Maybe you're unsure of how long of a timeout you want, but for now, it is going to be in your best interest to take a timeout, to walk away, to close that door, to let them know, you know what, when you decide to get it together, when you decide that I'm important enough and you want me in your life, you can show me by doing what you have to do, by getting to a place where you need to be with your sobriety and your recovery. Until then, I'm not getting caught up in this anymore, because this is now putting pressure on your own recovery. This is now putting pressure on your stabilization, and you cannot afford to fall backwards. Although you're very conscious and aware of what's going on around you, you cannot afford to let the devil slip in one crack, one nook and cranny of your life. Your next card comes up, talks about the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So we have the Death card, we have the Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and now we have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is the teamwork that is needed between the two of you in order for this to go anywhere, in order for this to finally get everything to come to a head and burst so that it can now heal. Okay, it's kind of like a whitehead. You're waiting for that whitehead to pop so they can start to heal, because it's really sore when it's waiting, right? So right here, we're waiting, but with teamwork, we can get this situation under control. Okay, your teamwork part is what you're contributing in will be, not contributing. That's the whole key. Not contributing anymore. Stepping back, as difficult, and believe me, I know, difficult as it can be, to step back, shut all of your emotions off for that situation right now. You have the key, you have the power to turn that knob off. As soon as you do that, the first 24 hours is going to be a little bit, you're going to worry, you're going to wonder, did he do this? Did he text me? Did he call me? What was he thinking? Is he okay? Blah, blah, blah. You're going to do all that. The second day, as we get into 48 hours, is going to be a little bit better. Occasionally, you're going to be thinking, gosh, I hope everything's okay. I'm just going to pray. Your third day is going to get to the point where you're like, okay, haven't heard anything in a couple of days, haven't responded, haven't talked to them. I saw they did try to reach out to me, but I'm not responding. I just hope everything's okay. Praying again. And this is how it's going to go. Okay. Your next card comes up with the Ace of Swords. That is going to give you the mental clarity that you need. There are some changes that are going to come in your own life, things that you're going to have an opportunity to take advantage of, that are going to be in your favor, that's going to get you more money. It's going to buy you more time. Whatever that is, you don't want to be where I see you as looking at a missed opportunity, looking at something that could have been but isn't. All right? So be careful. Your last card comes up with the Eight of Wands. Sudden changes, news out of the blue, unexpected message, something that you was not expecting to happen, something you didn't expect them to do or say. Whatever this is, it is a drastic measure, but it is also a manipulation. Listen to that last message really careful. It is a drastic measure, but it is also a manipulation. So be really careful. Be really, really careful. It's going to sound really good. The devil knows how to dress things up. Be careful. Okay? Tammy, that's yours. Be really careful. No, he's not trying at all. He's not putting any effort. According to my cards, he's not putting any effort in. I have his energy is right here. His energy is the devil card, which means he's excessively indulging in things that he shouldn't. He's also involved with porn right now, somehow, some way. There's something that he's looking at or doing. It's also about his obsession, and his addiction is all right there as well. So he's putting himself even in more and more chains and bonds right now. So be careful with that. Be careful, Tammy. All right, Karen S. Karen S., you're up for your mini, and then we will take a break here, and I will be back after 3:15 or so to do the second part. So if you want to send your payments in, if you would like to get Styx, please do so. But just know it will go to part 2, which will happen at 3:15. Okay? 3:15. And then I will make a list for those who have paid for the 3:15 session. If you're not on that list, you'll have to do the next session, will be Monday. So you don't want to miss out. All right. Hey, KCS, gotcha. All right, honey bun. We're up right now. Let's see what's going on with love. Let's see what's going on with career. See what's going on with moving. See what we see with all that. Let's see. All right. I'm also going to give you guys an example and a sample of my focusing in the flame. Okay, but I'll be using a real candle. Focusing in the flame for my reading. Very cool. It's similar to crystal ball, but it's a little bit different. The words don't come out like I'm talking right now. It's really kind of weird. You need to have a pen and paper ready to write all the different words down. The words are going to be crazy, like you don't even know. I could sit here and say coffee bean. I could say swing set. I could say car. I could say building. I could talk just like that. And you'll be like, what is she doing? Is that a reading? What does that mean? Oh, it means something. It means something. But you'll see. It's very similar to the way I do coffee readings when I do the tea leaf reading. Very similar. Okay. All right, Karen, here we go. So, Karen, again, remember this is a mini, not a full reading, honey. But what starts off is the Three of Wands. So with the Three of Wands, it talks about you looking out for your future, you trying to see something from a distance, you trying to make plans. And it's kind of like, I'm not sure really where to start. I know that I want this and I know that I want that, but I'm not sure how I'm going to get to that point. Right now where I'm at, things are okay, but I want things to change. I'm looking for something different. I'm looking for a happily ever after. So your next card that came up was the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords talks about being receptive, having very good energy, wanting the universe to send the energy to you and willing to receive it. So we're in a good state there. Your next card comes up as the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords talks about this mental prison that you've created for yourself. You've almost got yourself blocked in this one area. And it's kind of like you're on the inside looking out like, I just want to get out there. I just want to get out of this space. It's kind of like you don't know how you got here. You don't know why things haven't moved further along like they should have or like you would have liked them to at this point. There's also something where you're wanting to go back and forth. It's like where you're wanting to go back and forth in a situation where maybe you're not quite finished with something. Something may have ended in a certain way that left you kind of not sure. An open-ended question, so to speak. You're going to revisit something, okay? So the Ten of Swords talks about there may have been a painful ending or a stop or something that doesn't exist anymore. Whatever that is, it could be a loss of a loved one, it could be a loss of a relationship, loss of a marriage, whatever it is. It's like something you had to let go of. Maybe even something you had to move away from. Maybe you were in a parent's home and you had to move out on your own. Something that had to end or be finished or take a different view, like a different journey from where it was. Whatever that is, this new journey is better for you. Even though it's struggling, even though it's hard, even though it gets lonely, it's a better journey for you. There is opportunity here and several options in 2-3 different areas for you to move in. Not quite sure where exactly you want to be. There's a couple places that you're juggling, not quite sure of a decision at this point. It also feels like where your desires are because of the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is encouraging you to go for your desires, go for your wants, go for your dreams. It's also telling you that with the Knight of Wands that it's very possible because the things that you're wanting, you're very creative, very charismatic, very intelligent. You know how to plan accordingly to what it is that you want, and you know the proper steps or proper protocol to take to get to it. Relationships are not right here for you. I can't lie to you. I would love to say there's somebody right here waiting to knock on the door. But what I feel like is, when you know something's finished and over, you're done with that. But I feel like where this new relationship is coming in, it is about when you are more comfortably financially. It is about when you're in your own new space. It's a whole new direction because of the place that you end up choosing. And I can't choose it for you. But because of the place you're going to end up choosing, it's going to be chosen divinely for you because of the people that are around there. The decision that you're going to make based on choices. You're going to have columns of pros and cons to this place and pros and cons to this place. And that's how you're going to be able to make a decision on where you should really be, how it will benefit you and others that you love. There's going to be something that comes in with relationships within 6 months after you move in to your new location. Not much happening before that, although there is talk or conversation. Now, there's two people around. One person feels like you don't know them. This other person seems like they're quite good looking, but they're like a dog. You can't trust them. I know I'm talking really fast, but your energy's coming in super fast. I'm tired. Your energy's coming in super fast. So you have the King of Swords up here. You're looking for truth and fairness in a situation. You're looking for somebody who wants the same things as you do. You're looking for somebody who has the same goals as you do. You're also looking for somebody who's wanting to settle down and be okay with just one partner. There's a situation here of hoarding, whether you're living in a house now where people are hoarding too many things, too much clutter. It's just too much of this and too much of that. It's like stuff that we haven't used in years, but it's still there. Unless that's a closet where you have clothes that you just don't wear anymore, you don't even bother with, but they're taking up so much space. Something with shoes as well. Whatever it is, it's taking up too much space. For you, you may also be dealing with somebody who's greedy, somebody who's holding on to their things really tight, like, this is mine. You can't have this. This is mine. I don't know who's doing that, but somebody's very protective of their belongings. You have a tower moment that's going to be happening. I believe that this tower moment is going to be right before you move or right after you move. That is going to be able to help you to clear out the old debris that you might have been bringing with you so that you can end up living very happily where your new location is. Where your new location is going to be, it is going to be very helpful. It is going to be very prideful, meaning you're going to be very proud of it. You're going to be very happy that you've made this adjustment. There is going to be slow progress in putting things in the house, things that you create to make it become your own. It is also something that's going to have to do with a tree. A tree is going to be very important to you. Something about a bench under a tree. So I don't know if that's a clue about where you look at and what you want to buy, or if that's something that you end up doing after maybe you purchase or you build. So with your last card, it talks about maybe having to be feeling like you're under attack. Feeling kind of like you're having to defend yourself or stand up for yourself. Kind of like, I'm going to have to stand my ground right now because what you're doing to me is not okay. I'm not going to tolerate any of this nonsense or this business that's going on here. You're not going to talk to me the way you did. I'm not with you anymore and I don't belong to you. So somebody from your past may be trying to come back to talk to you and you're going to be like, you know what? No, thank you. I'm done. So you'll be good with that. So that's what I have for you. That's what came up for you, Miss Karen S. That is your mini read. That is your mini read. Very cool. Very cool. And I want to know about the tree and the bench. Okay. So you guys, I have to jump off of here real fast. I have other readings I got to do on the phone. And then after that, what I'm going to do is come back on at 3:15. So if you want to purchase Styx, you can. The Styx you can purchase for a mini read. Styx are $33.33 through PayPal. Mini reads, in fact, are $133.33. Okay. Please remember, use the PayPal. Put your question in the payment if you want a mini read. Your question must be in the payment, please. All right. So 3:15 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be seeing you shortly.